Running time. Oh my God. All right. So this movie is 3 hours and 26 minutes. I want people to go out.
Not without your car keys, you're not.
I am concerned with running time.
Thinks I'm paranoid.
Their time is over.
Fuck me.
All right, so this is from Variety here. Once again, Flower Moon scraps the limited release and will roll out globally in theaters October 20th. So the original theatrical release was October 6th, and now they're doing October 20th. We talked about Flower Moon on our last few vids. Definitely check those out for plot details, interviews with the cast, how Flower Moon is Scorsese's first ever Western, and much, much more. And today we're going to cover this short little article here talking about this global release. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss more vids like this on gangsta movies and television. This will be an ongoing series here on the channel. Again, gangster movies, TV shows, mob news, mob history, all things organized crime. If it is organized, if it is crime, we're going to talk about it. Running time. Oh my God.
Jesus.
All right, so this movie is 3 hours and 26 minutes.
Fuck me.
But again, it's also Apple Studios. So it's interesting to think about if they were the only people that Scorsese could get enough money from.
This wealth should come to us.
Like it was with Netflix and The Irishman.
Where's the money?
You don't have it.
This is going to be the whole point of this video is, again, a global theatrical release.
Let me know ahead.
You said something I don't.
3.5 hours worked for The Irishman because it was on Netflix. You know, if it's so hard to get a movie, maybe this is why so many studios passed.
I do love that money, sir.
And again, they are getting partnered up with Paramount on this for distribution, but is distribution from Paramount theatrically really going to help you when it comes to 3 hours and 26 minutes?
All right, okay.
And it's not like, I'm sorry, this is where I will obviously am going to go. I mean,
Forget about it.
Fucking forget about it.
but you know, is the GA, hate to say this, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to say it.
I'm sorry, T.
Shut the fuck up and listen to me.
It's not a Scorsese gangster movie. Yes, people will hear Scorsese. A lot of people are going to want to see it.
You've got to take back control of your home.
But how many people are going to probably wait for a 3.5 hour movie?
And a few hours until Lois's flight.
Any 3.5 hour movie nowadays.
And they'd even have the time.
I don't know.
Now, didn't I tell you you were paranoid?
Then again, I always complain how 2.5 hours is the standard for movies now.
Do you want me to call a manager?
Oh, you don't have to call the manager. I mean, I'm just asking.
Troy!
I stand by that complaint.
Forget about it.
Unless it is something like, speaking of Scorsese, Goodfellas, unless it's something that constitutes 2.5 hours that can actually fill that 2.5 hours, we're good. But a lot of movies can't.
What you see is what we got.
It's like this weird standard now of 2.5 hours. So maybe the new audience wants 3.5 hours.
And they'd even have the time.
I mean, that new Taylor Swift movie, I just watched a video on this.
Once again,
2 hours and 43 minutes.
Taylor Swift.
2 hours and 45, whatever it is. That's coming out. That's so funny. I scratched my head. Didn't even mean to do that because I cannot understand how, what?
See, what about him?
See who's doing it.
A concert movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes. And yes, I understand that Swifty is a word, but good Lord. So maybe the Scorsese-ease might be the only people filling the theater for this. Hopefully not. I hope people come out to this.
I'm still gonna go out.
And I specifically wanted to do a video on this. I'm such a diehard advocate for theater going, keeping the cinema going, keeping this amazing, what should be a timeless tradition going,
All right, okay.
keeping what might not be timeless.
Stop with that already.
No.
Enough. Stop with that.
No!
Like everyone going to the movies at the same time, showing up to one room, the lights go out. You know, you shut up and stop thinking about your life and take this movie in.
I can't cook special like Benny.
Shut up on that.
That's so important for especially releases like this.
Forget about it.
Big ass projects like Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese movies. Soapbox off. I talked about this on our other YouTube channel, Oppenheimer. In certain ways, I'm like, this is this guy at the top of his game.
I've been making films for the big screen for a long time.
I also think that's a bit of a drawback because he is like Scorsese level at this point. Scorsese, I'm glad you got an opportunity to tell this Avengers level gangster movie on Netflix. It did not have to be 3.5 hours. I know you're Christopher Nolan.
And now I have become death.
But part of me is like, oh, I'm Scorsese.
The destroyer of worlds.
So I'm just going to do a 3.5 hour movie. I support that this movie is in theaters. Especially now globally. That's big news.
Forget about it.
But man, I think between the strikes
Oh, I'm a union delegate.
and the running time, While I do hope for a new wave of Barbenheimer,
Everything is about that larger-than-life experience that we're intending to give the audience.
I don't know if we're going to get that.
I said I was sorry.
All right, so please hit us with some comments on what you guys think of Flower Moon itself, on this theatrical release news, and then also the running time. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that too. All right, so next vid, we're going to switch gears to another mob directing icon and news on his new movie, and that is Francis Ford Coppola's upcoming Megalopolis. Some Megalopolis news dropped recently, so who better to cover next? And then, of course, more Flower Moon coverage to come as it develops. All right, guys, ciao.